So by now, I'm sure we've all heard the rumors that Halo Master Chief Collection is probably going to come to PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch 2 sometime this year or maybe even afterwards. But just at some point, it's going to come. And I think that Halo Studios is really like walking into a ticking time bomb here with this game. And as buggy as it is not ready to come to these other systems. Um, we're basically we're gonna squander a huge opportunity if Halo Studios doesn't fix the game and how broken it is. It is honestly in a state that is barely playable. If we look at like some of these known issues just on Halo support, um, like there are a lot of issues, a lot like not even mentioning like the cheating and like spoofing gamer tags that has been going on. Um, there's a lot of stuff with different things, especially on PC. Like here, look, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, like you could just crash rarely. And you know, honestly, I mainly want to talk about like Halo Combat Evolved, and because I wanted to play Combat Evolved with my fiance and to record it, and maybe make some videos about it and kind of our different views on the game. And let's see if I can find it. But like we couldn't even play it because we couldn't even load in to a game together. And here it's saying like on Steam, I can't find it on the Comedy Evolved right now. But this is look March 3rd, 2020. And if you look at when this game came out on Steam, like since day one, you can't load in to a co-op game together. It says connection doesn't work. And yeah, I'm looking for it, but like it's in here. It's in here somewhere about like it can't doesn't doesn't work. It might actually be on this one. Um, no, I can't. I can't. Oh, here it is. Look, in Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Co-op campaign, if both players are sometimes returned to menus with a disconnect error when loading into the campaign, the players have significantly different load times. Like, you better hope that if you want to play this game with your friends, that you probably haven't played it for in a long time, you better hope that your PCs are like pretty similar, and this may cause an issue, if we even have crossplay between consoles. I can just imagine a Nintendo Switch is probably going to load a lot slower than an Xbox or a PlayStation. And this is just something that like should not be happening. Like, why does it like we can load into other games just fine, with different load times, but not Halo Combat Evolved? Can you imagine someone like this is their first time playing this game, experiencing a a lot of people call it a masterpiece, and look at that, like all these people that are on Steam are just like, hey, this like stuff isn't working. There are these workarounds where like, you know, you have to do it and go into like the nats and making sure that you upgrade your PC, and someone's like loading too fast and it just like doesn't work for the other person. That like shouldn't have to be an issue, you know? And yeah, and just going on like even to Halo 2, um like again with co-op campaign, you can get booted out if one player is driving a Scorpion and they trigger a checkpoint while your teammates in a different vehicle, and the Scorpion doesn't have a second seat. You'd have to sit on the side in Halo 2, or you get your own vehicle. But if someone triggers a Scorpion, you know oh, you might get booted out. So just don't even use the tank. And not to mention that the game runs so bad on the Xbox One X if you're using remastered visuals, which is like insane because it works fine on the older Xbox Ones. I don't know why they like mess that up, and it just doesn't work now. And here in the multiplayer, or no, even just like in the entire game, selecting next grenades like just doesn't work. So you just can't switch your grenades. Um, I think this is more in multiplayer though. Still, you imagine you pick up some stickies and you go through your stickies and they just aren't there, because you can't switch them with any of these custom layouts or these presets. I can't believe like this doesn't work. These things have to be fixed. If we're just gonna have a repeat of when MCC first launched on the Xbox One, where it's just so buggy, and that was the issue with Halo Infinite as well. It was a chance for a lot of new people to join the series, get in new, but the game just had a lot of bugs. It wasn't complete at launch. And I know a lot of people want to play. A lot of people want to play these older games, especially uh, people that might have had a 360 or an original Xbox. And then when the Xbox One came out, they went for PlayStation, and or maybe they just dropped console gaming, you know, a while ago. Now they're on PC or PlayStation. And this is just like this is not the experience that is worthy of being called Halo, in my opinion. You can't have all these bugs, and it's not as bad in like Halo 3 or ODST. Besides, like you see, like the game is just like when using these guns, it recoils more. Like I don't know how they can't fix that. Um, I don't have it pulled up now, but they had like they stopped working on this game a long time ago. When you look at this, these updates on Halo support, I mean, this one was updated, you know, just over just over a couple months ago, but it's from like February. They didn't even post like a new thing. You see these patch notes, new patch notes, and then they just keep updating this February one. Like instead of working on new one, they just aren't doing enough to warrant it really. And there's like a tweet of like a 343 NX 343 dev with like that card that had like thanks for like finishing the fight with like the AI Master Chief, whatever was going on there, and it said like to July of 2023, and so it's just like they haven't been working on this game since like forever, and all these issues are like still here, and we're just gonna just port it over, but we couldn't even like we could barely port it to PC. You know, it just doesn't work. Um, Halo Reach, this is one where people might be playing on the first time instead of Halo CE, and it's just like if someone leaves, you have to close and relaunch the whole game if you're playing co-op. Just that, and like this boot player on Firefight, if you accidentally get killed, it just keeps popping up. You can't even watch the game. These weird bugs that like have been in the game, and all of these are like from July 2023, July 2023, July 2023. These haven't been updated, and I don't even know how long. And this one, look, it's like if you're playing on Halo 4 with a PC, you better not be like using a lower end computer with a built-in graphics card, because it just like gameplay will not be visible. Like what does that even mean? Like you're just gonna have a black screen the entire time? Not like I can understand if it just like gave you a warning like, hey, this doesn't meet the requirements. But if it lets you like boot into it and you just get a black screen and nothing, it just doesn't make any sense. Just this game, it's just not in a good spot, and it's nowhere near where it needs to be to even think about porting it. My only hope is that because they're porting it, uh, that they'll work on it again and fix it up and work on all these bugs. But honestly, like they just don't do it. They didn't do it back then. Whenever they're porting it to PC, they barely did it. I don't think they're gonna do it now, and I think it's just gonna be another example of Halo Studios 343. I mean, they're the same thing. It was really just a name change. There are some people higher up got like fired and moved around, but they're not working on this game. They're working on their new projects. They just don't have anyone working on this. They hardly have anyone working on Halo Infinite. Like we got the fuel rod spanker that is barely anything, like something that you would see in Halo 5 with one of those weapon variants. But it doesn't even like it barely even shoots fuel rod rounds because they don't even ricochet off the ground. It's something that they wanted to have you pay for, but then they're like, "Oh, we don't have enough content. We have to give it to you for free." It just doesn't like they're moving on, and it's like if they want to move on and focus on their new game, fine, I guess. I mean, it sucks that they leave us in this terrible spot with all these horrible bugs and like rampant cheating and Halo Infinite just getting kind of like a drip feed of content. But they're not just like leaving this game here. They're trying to bring it to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. You just can't do it in this state. People are gonna be like, this game like sucks. I mean, the gameplay is fun. Everyone like remembers it fondly. But if they have to go through all this hassle, this is like day one on PC. You can't even play co-op matchmaking with your friend because your computers are have different load times. Day one issue. Why is that an issue? We have matchmaking that matches up computers that have different load times all the time. But you can't do it on campaign. You can't fix the recoil of like single shot weapons. You can't just tune down the recoil, even just like a band-aid fix. They're just leaving this game to die and milking the corpse for all it's worth. And I have a feeling that it's going to leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths whenever it comes to PlayStation 5 if they do nothing to fix it. And people are just going to like I think it's people are not going to give Halo a shot anymore. I don't think Halo will grow. I think it's just going to continue to have people that are hanging around like yeah, they love Halo. They've been with it a long time. But I think they're just going to realize like hey, there's nothing more and you know, I don't think we're going to see any growth. Just a slow decay, a slow decline of as people just like move on to more stuff. And this is a community that has some of like the most passionate like people ever, and like just going on Steam, you see like all this like these different screenshots and like artworks and stuff, and the modding like so many people make great mods and um and stuff, and it seems like they don't even like Halo Studios doesn't even care. They don't even care to make the base game playable on PC or even on Xbox. They don't care to make multiplayer run well and not have the bugs where people could like boot people out of ranked games in Halo 2. They don't care to fix the cheating. Or maybe they do care, but they just don't have enough people to put forward to it. They just like have to move on to the new stuff. It's just in a spot where it's not ready. And you're just looking at like all these different mods, you know, people make a lot of stuff. The Halo community, I love the Halo community. There's some of like the most talented and passionate people and just fun people that you can hang around with. And they love the games and, you know, there are a lot of different opinions and, you know, some people like the old stuff more than new stuff. Some people like the new stuff more. But this is like we're talking about essentially like game preservation here in a way, where we have these old games like Halo CE on the original Xbox. It's hard to find an original Xbox now to play this game like how it's supposed to be played. And the MCC is not doing a good job of preserving that. The game just doesn't look the same. It's got like graphical issues that like don't look the same. It doesn't run well. You can't even play it with your friends. And it seems like Halo Studios is just content to leave it like it is. And it's very sad. And I really hope that they do something about it soon before they bring it to the other consoles. And maybe they bring it to the consoles and then it causes a huge uproar and then they finally fix it. I don't know. maybe that's what it will take. Maybe they need, you know, a good, strong like wake up call. But I feel like they've had plenty of feedback to know that hey, they need to fix this. This is not good for them. But only time will tell if they listen or if they have to get burned, finally change something. I think the track record shows it'll probably be the latter. But thanks for listening to me rant. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I just hope that Halo Studios can do something that we want them to do for once instead of just making excuses. Anyway, have a good day.